Hi all. I, Karthik Saju, welcome all of you to a new session by Kerala State Civil Service Academy. In this video, we will be discussing about some of the probable questions that you can expect for the upcoming 2023 UPSC Civil Service Mains Examination General Studies 3 paper. So, now we can start our discussion. To start with, let us analyze some of the questions that you can expect from economics and economic development. From the economic part, you can expect up to 3 questions, while economic development, which discusses about the various sectors of economy, can have about 6 to 7 questions. Let us discuss each of these. First question: despite India's healthy economic growth, the impending impacts of a global slowdown will have a bearing on the overall unemployment situation in the country. Suggest measures for driving India's sustainable economic growth and development through employment generation. Second question: the pivotal role of technology in fostering inclusive growth and bridging digital divide is beyond doubt. Elucidate. Third question: women in India do not have proportionate numbers in decision making processes. With regard to this statement, critically analyze the gender responsive budgeting in India. Fourth question: explain the salient features of PM Kusum scheme. Moving ahead, in the recent years, there has been an accelerating trend towards de-dollarization as countries seek to reduce their reliance on the US dollar. Explain the challenges to de-dollarization and the ways to promote internationalization of rupee. Sixth question: what do you mean by fiscal deficit? Explain the steps needed to address the twin deficit problem in Indian economy amidst rising inflation. Seventh question: smart PDS will revolutionize the public distribution system in India. Comment. Eighth question: how technology is helping farmers to enhance their production. The next question is: describe briefly the impacts of climate change on the changes in cropping pattern across different regions in India. 10th question: the missing piece in the National Logistic Policy 2022 is supply chain financing. Comment. 11th question: with a current market size of $22 billion, India's technical textile sector is poised for a remarkable growth trajectory within the next 5 years. In the wake of this statement, explain what do you mean by technical textiles. State its significance and scope. 12th question: examine the role of animal husbandry sector in doubling farmers' income and improving the socio-economic life of rural India. Going ahead, what are the impediments faced by food processing industries in India? How it can be made effective and transparent with the implementation of Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. 14th question: describe the major features of One Nation, One Fertilizer initiative by the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers under the Fertilizer Subsidy Program. Will it maximize farm production and standardize fertilizer brands across India? 15th question: asset monetization unlocks public investment in infrastructure and utilizes the productivity of private sector. Do you agree? Coming to the last question, the national champions model envisaged by the government, where bulk of infrastructural provisioning for roads, ports, airports and energy sector are assigned to a few chosen industrial houses, may end up in market hysteria and systemic shocks in economy. Critically analyze this statement in the wake of recent Hindenburg report crisis. The second important subject in GS3 paper is Science and Technology. Here you can expect 2 to 3 questions. Let us discuss the probable questions. First one: what is the significance of protection of plant varieties and Farmers' Rights Act 2001 enacted to protect farmers' rights as well as intellectual property protection for plant varieties in India. Second question. Amid the rise of generative artificial intelligence, discuss how to harness the technology to benefit development while ensuring that safeguards are built in to check its misuse. Third question. India's space sector needs participation of non-government entities across the entire value chain of the space economy to develop a flourishing commercial presence in space and to use it as a driver of technological development. Explain with respect to India's space policy 2023. Moving ahead, the fourth question is Atmanirbhar Bharat will get a boost through the demonstration of ISRO's first human spaceflight capability. Explain with respect to India's Gaganyaan mission. Fifth question. With India poised to become a global biomanufacturing hub by 2025, what are the challenges faced by biotech startups in India? Describe how biotechnology can contribute to the development of health and agriculture sectors with recent examples. Sixth question. India has made history as its moon mission becomes the first to land in the lunar South Pole region recently. What are the objectives of this mission and how its success will help in ISRO's future space programs? From the environment and ecology part, again, you can expect up to 3 questions. First question. Given the already fragile state of India's forest, there has been serious concerns regarding the Forest Conservation Amendment Bill 2023 that was recently passed by the Joint Parliamentary Committee. Critically examine the provisions of this bill. Second question. What do you mean by the concept of climate justice? There is an urgent need for harmonious economic models that consider both the aspirations for population prosperity and the deteriorating environmental situation. Analyze. Third question. The recent amendments to Wildlife Protection Act 1972 was aimed to streamline the country's compliance with CITES. Describe briefly its important provisions. Moving ahead, the fourth question. Semiconductors are becoming increasingly important for achieving India's ambitious climate protection targets. But growing demand and increase in production emits greenhouse gases. Discuss ways to address this paradox and analyze the prospects of semiconductor industry in achieving India's commitments to reduce carbon emissions. The last question is the reintroduction of a species aims to establish a keystone species which would then maintain or restore the natural biodiversity in order to provide long-term economic benefits. Analyze the challenges and benefits of India's cheetah reintroduction program with respect to restoration of its grassland ecosystem. Coming to disaster management, you can expect up to 2 questions from this topic. Let us discuss some of the probable questions. First one, from floods to cyclones, there has been a surge in the frequency and intensity of natural disasters across the world. In this respect, what is the relevance of the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure promoted by India in understanding the vulnerabilities to the critical infrastructure? Second question, what is land subsidence and why does it happen? Suggest measures to combat this hazard with reference to provisions of Disaster Management Act 2005. Third question, what do you mean by heat wave? As heat wave is projected to worsen across India, do vulnerability assessments and heat action plans suffice? Moving to the last part of GS3 paper, that is internal security, you can expect up to 4 questions from this part. Some of the probable questions are: first one, as India's internet base continues to grow, a parallel rise in cyber threats has become an increasing concern. Do you think the existing legal frameworks are sufficient enough to address the loopholes in India's cyberspace? Suggest measures required to be taken to fight this menace holistically. Second question, there has been increasing concerns in India about the activities of pro-Khalistan elements abroad. Explain the challenges it poses to our internal security with respect to involvement of non-state actors and suggest measures to address this threat. Third question, insurgency emanating from ethnic conflicts add to internal security challenges in India's northeast. Based on recent Manipur crisis, analyze. Moving ahead, the fourth question, do you think the Prevention of Money Laundering, Maintenance of Records Amendment Rules 2023 cater to meet the challenges emanating from linkages between organized crime and terror finance? Fifth question, the Indian borders face multiple challenges. What are the various central armed police forces entrusted with the task of border guarding in India under one border, one force concept? Suggest measures for enhancing their operational capacity. Sixth question, the functional military boundaries of land, sea, and air are fading, and theaterization of armed forces is the way ahead. Comment. The last question is, critically examine the role of social media in propagating fake news. Friends, with this we come to the end of this video. Hope it was a useful session. Wishing all the best to candidates appearing the 2023 mains examination. Please do like, share, subscribe and comment. We will come up with another video. Till then, it's bye from Karthik Sajeev. Thank you.